We live in a world obsessed with what's new. New movies, new games, new shows every week. And yet, almost all of them have something old at their core. The tragic prince in The Lion King, straight out of Hamlet. The political drama of Dune, that's Macbeth meets Lawrence of Arabia. Even Breaking Bad traces back to Greek tragedy. So why does classical literature still matter? And why should you, as a writer, creator, or even just a fan of good stories, care about books that are hundreds of years old? Before there were movies, comics, or Netflix shows, stories lived on parchment and in people's voices. Writers like Homer, Sophocles, Shakespeare, Austen, they built the language of storytelling that modern media still speaks today. When you understand classical literature, you start recognizing patterns. The hero's journey in the Odyssey, Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, Pride and Prejudice, every rom-com that starts with I hate you and ends with I love you, Frankenstein, every man versus creation story from Blade Runner to Ex Machina. Classics are less about old books and more about archetypes. They're the DNA of storytelling. Classical literature survives because it captures something timeless. Us. Every century changes the scenery, but not the soul. When Oedipus searches for truth, when Hamlet questions action, when Elizabeth Bennet battles with pride, we're watching our own doubts and desires played out in ink. That's why these stories still hit. They don't rely on trends or technology. They speak to the core of what it means to be human, something no algorithm can write. If you're a writer, classics are your training ground. Modern writing advice often feels cluttered. Show, don't tell, 3-act structure, save the cat. But when you study Antigone or Hamlet, you see these concepts play out naturally. Conflict, character motivation, theme, all in their purest form. When I read older works, I'm not looking for fancy language. I'm watching craft in motion. It's like seeing the foundation before the skyscraper. Another reason classical literature still matters, it connects generations of creators. Every time a filmmaker adapts Shakespeare or a novelist reimagines Greek myths, they're continuing a centuries-long conversation. These works don't exist instead of classics. They exist because of them. It's art inspiring art, like ripples passing through time. Modern media is full of echoes. When you've read the classics, you start noticing why things feel familiar. The Lion King isn't just inspired by Hamlet. It is Hamlet, reimagined for a new audience. Even superhero films echo the same moral struggles of ancient heroes. Understanding classical stories helps you appreciate how creators remix old ideas into something new. You stop seeing media as just content. You start seeing it as a conversation across time. Once you've read enough classical stories, your brain starts noticing structure everywhere. You start spotting symbolism, irony, foreshadowing, the stuff that modern media hides in plain sight. That's why classics aren't just homework. They're the ultimate cheat code for analyzing stories. You learn to see how things are written, not just what happens. And that's what separates passive watching from deep understanding. Classical literature doesn't ask you to like it. It asks you to listen to how people once saw love, revenge, power, and fate. Those same themes still drive our world today. If anything, classical literature reminds us that human nature hasn't changed much. We've just upgraded the settings. So maybe the next time you rewatch The Lion King or Dune, remember, you're not just watching a story. You're watching a 2,000-year-old conversation still being told. So I'll leave you with this. Stories never die. They evolve. If you liked the video, please tell me in the comments. Tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if you don't agree with me. Tell me anything. But remember, thank you for giving me your time today. Peace.